Hello, everybody. It's Stephen here for the Idiot Quilter, and welcome to my weekly episode. This is episode number 214 for May the 2nd, 2023, and we are just back from out west to BC, to Victoria and Vancouver and Abbotsford and Chilliwack and Nanaimo and places in between. Did a lot. It's quite a trip. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today because not only was it a great trip, but I did manage to come home with a bit of a fabric haul as well. Go figure, right? Would you expect any less? I know you would not. So let's have some coffee first and jump right into things. Okay, so current projects. Well, I've been away, so I haven't worked on anything. But just as a reminder, not only to you, but to myself as to what it is I should be getting back to, I thought I would share a couple of things. One is Stephanie Stitch's All-Star Quilt pattern. I have, I believe now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think actually I'm working on, I think I have 7. This picture's a little old. I have 7 of the stars created, and each one is a double block. And I'm working on number 8. So 8, 9, and 10, and then the blocks are done. Get them all together in a quilt, and away we go. And it's looking quite good, if I do say so myself, and I love it. And I love Stephanie's patterns. And if you've never done one, go to her Etsy shop. Just look up Stephanie Stitches, do a search, and you'll find her shop. And grab some of her patterns. They are really good. They're simple, but create beautiful quilts and very well written. So try that out. The other project I finished just before we went away was my, what I call log cabin maple, Canada Day maple, wait, what do I call it? Canada Day log cabin maple leaf quilt. Yes, it's a mouthful. And in this picture, you can see it's completely finished. It's bound, it's quilted, it's great. I love it. I love this design. It's a Chelsea Stratton design. And for those of you that follow Quilting Life with Sherry McConnell, McConnell, yeah, and Chelsea Stratton, they're a mother-daughter team. You would have heard about my quilt because they featured it on the show, because I sent a picture of it to Chelsea because I was so pleased the way it turned out. And I've made several of her patterns over the last couple of years, and I absolutely love them. I love their design, and again, very well written patterns. So she has a new one out right now. I just bought it. I forget what it's called. Looking over here at it, I believe it's called, let me just check here, Regal Pines. And I'm going to feature that next week on the Idiot Quilter, talk a little bit more about it. I haven't started it yet, but I'm thinking it's going to make a great Christmas quilt. So stay tuned for next week's episode to hear all about that. So these are projects that, well, one I've got finished, the other one I have to finish. And I do have a whole bunch of other projects I want to get going on as well. This was the problem with going out west and hitting up about 5, 6 different quilt stores. The inspiration was incredible. And there was one particular store I'm going to talk about a little bit later on in today's episode, which was very, very inspiring. Got me so excited, I could have ended the trip right at that moment and flew all the way back home just to get started on it. Yeah. It's so many ideas, so much inspiration. I feel overwhelmed right now. And I feel a little overwhelmed, but I got to get a grip because I have things coming up. Talk more about those as well. And yeah, there's a lot going on. I am a busy guy. If anybody ever said that retirement is living a very sedate lifestyle, guess again. I've said this many times before, but it's very true. I have never been so busy in my life as I have been while I've been retired. And I love being busy because I do not intend to leave this world on a whimper. I'm going out with a bang, and I hope I'm not going out with a bang for a while because I have too many things to get accomplished yet. And rather than sitting around all day eating bonbons, watching TV, getting fat and die, well, I still get fat. I'd like to be really busy doing things, and I am. I'm very busy doing things. Okay, let's move on here. Let's talk about what's happening. Okay, tomorrow, Wednesday, May the 3rd. Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and I don't know why I'm doing this with my fingers. All right. Last week, I believe it was last week, things got a little screwed up. I'm sorry about that. Stephanie was not feeling well at all. In fact, I think the way she described it was she had her head in a bucket. So she sent me an email. I was out west still, and if there was some way that I could get a hold of people, which was not easy, and I didn't do it well, to let them know that there would be no sewing with Stephanie and Stephen last Wednesday. By the time I saw that email from Stephanie, and with the time difference and the whole bit, I was able to send out an email to pretty much everybody that's on my mailing list, but not everybody on my mailing list are necessarily involved with Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen. So anyways, I got the word out there. Please forgive us if we screwed up your day. Was not our intent, but you know, life happens. You know, I'm on a trip, Stephanie is sick. But this week, I think Stephanie is feeling better now, which is great. I am home, so we will be doing Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen tomorrow, Wednesday, May the 3rd, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I should have more coffee. But wait, there's more. Yes, because it's the first Wednesday of the month. So that's Craft and Chat Wednesday. So at 1 p.m. tomorrow, May the 3rd. Did I tell you it was May the 3rd tomorrow? Just in case you didn't know. It's May the 3rd. May the 3rd tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have Craft and Chat for the afternoon. Usually runs until about 4:30-ish, 5, something like that. So again, if you want to get together with a bunch of like-minded people working on whatever you want to work on, whether it be quilting, sewing, crocheting, stitching, underwear drawer organization, putting all the labels the right way up on your canned goods, whatever, float your boat. Join us then. Now the links for Stephanie and Stephen and for Craft and Chat are in the show notes there. They are Zoom links, okay? And if you've never been to any of these kind of things before and you got time tomorrow and you want to join us, you are more than welcome to do so. We love having new people join us as well as our regulars. Okay, so what else is coming up? Well, we'll talk about the spring retreat in just a moment, but something else that is exciting. You know that I have been getting for the last few months the monthly subscription box with the 15 fat quarters from a Canadian company, pretty much in my area, not all that far away from me, about an hour or so's drive away, called Sewers Club Box. Now, I thought I may have the May box to show you, or will it be the April box? It comes at the end. Anyways, this month's box, I thought it might arrive yesterday. It has not yet, so I don't have that to show you, but I will be doing an unboxing of that on next week's episode. I think I should have it by then. Now, you know I've been up in the air as to whether or not I'm going to cancel my subscription, and it has nothing to do with the quality of what I am getting, nor even really, for that matter, the price, because I think the price is pretty good. For 15 fat quarters, I pay about $66 Canadian. That includes the shipping. Okay, that's pretty good. The only thing is I'm getting inundated with fat quarters, and I love fat quarters. I kind of collect them, but I need to use them too. So I have been thinking about, canceling this. However, Sewers Club reached out to me. They have a new program and they've been upgrading their system and everything. Remember I mentioned before that you couldn't really change your preferences easily after you had chosen them. If you wanted to change something, you can now. They've got a form for that on their website. So that's good news. And the other thing they're going to do is they're going to offer half meter bundles as a subscription. And you choose, I think, between 5 and 7. I think that's the numbers. And it works out, depending on how many you get, it works out to about the same price as if you got the Stash Builder box. Now, there's going to be more details about this because they are sending me uh, some fabrics, a box, and I'm going to be looking at it and I'm going to be talking about it on here. I'm hoping that comes very soon because they would like me to make these announcements during the month of May. And so I will. And there will be a discount code for that as well. Now, there is a discount code for that you can apply to any of their boxes. They have more than just the Fat Quarter box. They have a project box as well. And you can get that with a 30% off on your first box. So that coupon is in the show notes below, so you can check that out. So I will be talking more about Sewers Club. I'm not canceling right now. In fact, I went into their preference page and I changed now my preferences to the 1/2 meter cuts, and we'll see how that all works out. One thing I will say about Sewers Club is at least I have found them extremely responsive to me when I've sent them emails. Elizabeth, I believe, is the owner. At least that's who signs the emails, and very nice lady, and very responsive to suggestions for improvements and things like that. So, yeah, support them. And they're also a Canadian company, and that's why I'm still haven't canceled out, because I want to support a Canadian company for this. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is, let's see, what is on my list here? Oh yes, all right. So, busy month getting ready for the Canadian Quilt Show in Halifax in June. We will be in Halifax on June the 8th. I believe that that's the first day that the show opens to the general public. Walter and I have already bought our tickets. You can buy, there's various ways you can buy tickets. You can just buy a ticket to hit the show itself, to see all the quilts and to get into the marketplace, to the vendors and things like that. You can buy them as a 1-day or 3-day pass. A 1-day pass is about 25 Canadian dollars. 3-day pass, I think, is 65. Originally, with the plans we have for going out east, because we're going to be traveling all around Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Quebec when we're out there, we were only going to buy a 1-day pass, but decided, no, we bought a 3-day pass. That just gives us a little bit more flexibility, because we're going to be there for all 3 days of the show, but we want to see Halifax as well and travel around Halifax. So we thought this gives us a little bit more flexibility. And well, what the heck, maybe we'll only be there 1 day, at the actual show. Maybe we'll be there all 3 days, whatever. I do intend to do some shopping while I'm there too. And I'm probably going to do more shopping in Halifax during the show than I did when I was out west, because we're going to be driving this time. So we're going to have the car, and that means I can fill it with fabric. Okay, that was a weird thing, wasn't it? But anyways, while we are in Halifax, I would love to do a meet and greet with any of you that are planning to be there for the Canadian Quilt Show as well. I know a few of you that are going, and I've already been in touch with you. But if you are going and you'd be interested in a meet and greet, then please let me know. Just send me an email saying, yeah, I'm going to be there too. I'd love to join in on the meet and greet. What will the meet and greet look like? Not absolutely sure yet. But next week, once I have my retreat out of the way, I'm going to concentrate my efforts on the meet and greet in Halifax. It will probably be on the Friday of, I believe the Friday is either June the 8th or June the 9th. Check my calendar, but it's the Friday of the quilt show itself. Probably late afternoon, 4, 5-ish, kind of in the afternoon. And my concept right now is that we get together at a local pub. The one I'm thinking about going to is right next to the convention center. It's called Dirty Nellies. There's a name you won't forget. Dirty Nellies. And we just all meet. It'll be informal, and grab a drink, uh, and we'll just talk. We sit around, we'll meet everybody, we'll mix and mingle, that kind of thing. I am going to contact the establishment to see if they have some area within the pub where that can be designated for us to meet in. I've never done one of these kind of things before, so I want to give the pub a number of how many people I might expect. And so I want to reach out to them next week about that. So if you are going to be out there and you're thinking you would like to join in the meet and greet, just send me your name, as I said, but do it before the end of this week, kind of a thing, or by next Monday at the latest, kind of a thing. That way I have something to, tell the pub. I just don't want to descend upon them with, hundreds of people. Yeah, it's not going to be hundreds, not even close. But, I want to prepare them. Now, I would dearly love to be able to buy you all dinner and a drink, but I'm not, because I'm not made of money. Okay, so sorry, you're on your own for any of that. But, meeting Walter and I is absolutely free. So, and don't feel you need to drink. Okay, it's not that kind of thing. If you want a beer, if you want a glass of wine or something like that, you can order one there and whatnot. You pay for it. Did I say that before? You pay for it. But if you want just a soft drink or something like that, that's fine too. I mean, yes, I know it's a pub restaurant. Now, I've never been there, so I have no idea what it's like. But one of my subscribers who lives out there, Ron, he says it's an okay place. And the reviews online, we've checked it out online, Walter did, because Walter does that kind of thing, and it looks like it would be fine. So, yeah, when I have the details finalized, I will send out to everyone that has told me they're interested in coming, and I'll probably announce it on here as well, the details, the time, how it works in the place, all that kind of stuff. So don't worry. So right now, all I need from you, if you are going to the Canadian Quilt Show and you are interested in the meet and greet, is just to send me an email telling me so, and I will add you to my list. Okay. Spring retreat. Let's talk about that. That's coming up this Saturday, May the 6th, starting at around 8 a.m. You don't have to be right there when it starts. That's when I will be live on there. Come and go as you please. However, this is open now just to the people that registered. It is not open to the general public. So if you haven't registered, well, okay. Some good news, I have about 5 spots open because of cancellations. However, if you want to be on the registration list, I need to know that. I need your full name, first and last, real names, please, exactly what you are called, and your email address, and I will send you out the links for both the cocktail party and the night, which is the night before, and the retreat. But I need that information no later than Thursday. Okay, gotta have time to set up for all of this. Yeah, so there you go. Again, if you're canceling out at the last minute, please let me know so I won't hate you for all time. If you're a no-show, don't like no-shows. Life happens. If something is in your way, please let me know, and I won't expect you. Okay. And as I said yesterday on my vlog, and I've said it many times throughout this, if you're a no-show and I do not hear from you in a timely fashion after the no-show, you will not get an invitation to the retreat in the fall. Yes, I am doing a retreat in the fall. Haven't figured out the date yet. Okay. It's simple as that, because basically no-shows to me are people who are not taking what we are doing here seriously. Okay, sorry, I know it sounds cruel, but I was a teacher after all. Okay, so anything else I need to tell you about spring retreat? Oh yes. So spring retreat, May the 6th. Doors open at 8 a.m. Wonderful. Presenters are all lined up. I've been in contact with them. That's going to be exciting. There are prizes. Lots and lots of prizes. Okay. Friday night before, May the 5th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, icebreaker cocktail party. All are welcome to that. Again, the registered people, of course. I have had a few people ask me if their spouse can join in on that as well. Yes, they can. That's not a problem. So what do we do at the icebreaker cocktail party? Well, it's in the name. We break ice and we drink. No. We do have your bevy of choice and any snacks that you would like. We're going to play maybe a couple of games. We're going to have general discussion. And if you've got something you want to show us, whatever it is, feel free to do so. Now, those of you that have sent me pictures in for the official show and share slideshow for the retreat, do not show us what's on the slideshow. You want to be surprised, okay? But anything else, you can. And you're not obligated to. It's up to you. If you're comfortable with that, okay. Technically, we are not doing any kind of sewing. It's just socializing. Although, I mean, if you want to sew while we're socializing, that's perfectly all right, okay? But that starts, as I said, 7 p.m. this coming Friday, May the 5th, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the link has already gone out for that, as has the link for the retreat. I've sent out an email first of this week to everybody with the agenda for the retreat day and everything like that. If by chance you did not get that email and you are registered, please, as soon as possible, write to me telling me that you didn't get it, and I will be more than happy to send it out to you again. Probably about Thursday, I'll be sending out another quick email to all the people that are registered, just with the links again, just in case you misplaced them, okay? I'm doing everything I can to make this easy for you, okay? And also just another helpful note, I hope. In that email that I did send out, there were some links to YouTube videos about using Zoom. Please, if you're a new user to Zoom, you will make your life a little easier the day of if you go to some of those videos and watch them. They're all very short for the device that you're going to connect to. I pretty much know how to use an iPad, and I know, of course, how to use a laptop. And I can sort of use my iPhone as well. But if you're using an Android device, an Android tablet, or any other thing like that, I don't know if I can help you. Now, there will be other people, I am sure, on the retreat that will be able to help you with any technical problems you will have. But you have to keep in mind this. Right now, there are 88 people registered. I'm going to be really busy on Saturday. And, well, I'll just say, I'll be blunt, to help one person out because they don't know the technology might be very difficult. Okay? So that's why I put those links into that note for you to check out and play with it. It isn't difficult, but if you're a little unsure, it's well worth checking those videos out. Yeah. Okay, and just to let you know, I will be running 3 computers that day for this. I won't be doing any sewing. I never get the chance to do any sewing during the retreat, and that's fine. I'm not complaining. That is okay. But there's a lot of technical behind-the-scenes stuff that has to be attended to make everything seem seamless. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Plus, Walter will be a co-host, and he'll be sitting up in his sewing room as well with his computer, you know, troubleshooting if there is any troubleshooting to be shot. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyways, if you've been on my retreats before, you know what to expect. But I do want it to be a absolutely fantastic and fun day for all. So, and that's the attitude I'm going in with, and it will be. Okay, so let's talk a little bit now about my BC trip. Well, Walter and I talked about it fairly extensively on Stephen and Walter Live on Sunday, so if you didn't see that, you might want to go back and review it. You also know that I put up almost every day of the trip a video about what we were doing. I have compiled all those videos into a playlist on my channel, and there's a link to that below if you are interested and you want to see some of those, or you missed some of those, or whatever. But while we were out there, we did do some shopping. And when I say we, I mean me. And here's my haul. There it is. There's a lot of fabric in there, a lot more than it looks like because they're all bundled up. However, this week on So Chatty Friday afternoon, we will be putting out a video where we will go through all of these fabrics to show you exactly what I bought, and we will be talking about the 6 quilt stores that we visited. And there's some little video clips from each one, and we'll talk about what we liked about it, our experience, that whole bit with that. So that's going to be So Chatty this Friday coming. Now, if you're interested, I have not put the links in the show notes below for the following stores, but you can just simply go into Google and you will find them. We went in Vancouver, we went to the cloth shop. On our way to, once we got to Victoria, we went to Trolls Brothers, which is somewhere between Victoria and Nanaimo. In Nanaimo, we went to Snip and Stitch and Surgeon Sew. When we were in Abbotsford, where my brother lives, we went to Carola's Threads. It's not Carola's Threads, sorry. It's Carola's Quilt Shop. And we went to Chitter Chatter. All of these were fantastic stores. No wonder I have a haul, because I could not resist and I could have bought a whole lot more. And the only reason I didn't buy a whole lot more is because I couldn't get it all in my suitcase and get it on the plane. So I did have to restrain myself a little bit. All of them were unique and interesting experiences, and one in particular, Carola's, she was a fascinating quilter. She does art quilts, modern quilts, whatever you want to call them. And she spent a great deal of time with us, and I got it recorded, talking about her creations and her methodologies and things like that. She's absolutely a fascinating person. And somebody's already suggested to me that she would be a great presenter for a future retreat, and that is a possibility. She's a busy person. She does this as a livelihood. So, I don't know if she'd be willing to do a retreat as a presenter, but maybe, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I may ask her down the road. And I've already mentioned to her that she knows I have a YouTube channel, and I did mention that I'd like to, and why am I looking in the corner at you? And I did mention to her that I do interviews, and she seemed interested. She said, though, right now she was really busy, but yeah, I'll reach out to her in the near future for that, because I think she'd make a really fascinating interviewer and presenter. But anyways, I'm going to talk a little bit more about her shop later on in today's episode. Okay, so that takes me now to Subscribers Quilt of the Week. This one comes from one of the people who joined us for the sew along that Stephanie and I did with Stephanie's, or with it wasn't Stephanie's pattern, but we did the Stargazer quilt. And Celie Rogers sent me a picture of her quilt, and I'm going to share that with you right now. This week's Quilt of the Week comes from Celie Rogers, and Celie sent me a picture of her completed Stargazer quilt. Now, this was a sew-along with Stephanie Stitches and myself about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and Celie has sent me a picture of what she completed, and it's fantastic. I love the way the prints are used in this, and I especially love how the center star is the focal point in the way that she has designed it with the blue print fabrics and the pinky red square in the center. You can definitely see all of the stars in this quilt, but what's really fascinating is the way that they interact with that large center star, and really put you right into the pattern itself, and you can see the secondary patterns as well. Now, the quilting on it is great. Very simple straight line quilting, but following the path of the triangles, which I think radiate out from that center star again. And the border is somewhat unique because she's put a little wider top and bottom border, and really just the binding on the edges. And it really, I think, works well with the way she has put all the pieces together. So this is a lovely quilt, Celie, and so glad you shared it with us. Thank you. Okay, so I am now out of quilts to show. So if you would like me to show one of your creations, and remember, it doesn't just have to be a quilt. It could be if you're into garment sewing as well, or you've made a bag or something like that. Please send me one picture of it and write me up a less than 50-word blurb about it, and I will feature it here on the show. Okay, that takes me to YouTube of the week. Now, this isn't really a specific YouTube channel. I do refer to one channel, though, that this is on, but it's actually on 3 different channels. It's 3 ladies who are long arm quilters. They also do it as a business. They call themselves the 3 Quirky Quilters. One of them is Tracy from Whirls and Swirls, and you've heard me talk about Tracy before and her shop because she is my local APQS dealer, and she is a brilliant long arm quilter. But all 3 of these ladies are wonderful long arm quilters, and they have a weekly show that they post on their respective YouTube channels, and really worth taking a look at. But here's what I'm talking about. If you're into all things long arm quilting, then you're going to want to check out Whirls and Swirls Quilting. But you have heard me talk about Tracy at Whirls and Swirls Quilting. She's my local APQS dealer, and she has a whole series of videos showing you how to do all kinds of different designs on your long arm doing free motion quilting. And they are excellent videos because Tracy is an excellent long arm quilter. But something new that Tracy has on her channel now, that she has teamed up with 2 other ladies who are also experienced long arm quilters, and every week they do a thing called Chit Chat between friends, 3 quirky quilters. And I'll just click here to one of the episodes, and of course we'd have to go through the stupid commercials, so we won't bother with that. But on this kind of thing that they do, they talk about all kinds of things that have to do with long arm quilting. And they talk about it from their experience and the experience of their customers, and everything, you know, that they have learned over the many, many years, because between the 3 of them, they have many years of experience with this. So I suggest you check out some of these videos that are up here, like quilting myths and some personal thoughts, highs and lows, comparing yourself to others, a conversation between friends. There's a lot of valuable information here. So I will put the link to Whirls and Swirls Quilting in the show notes, but within that, in the video section, you'll be able to find these particular videos that I have been referring to. So that takes me to future projects, and this is a pattern that I bought at one of the quilt stores. I believe I bought it at Snip and Stitch in outside of that, or no, in Nanaimo. It's in Nanaimo, and I couldn't resist, and you'll understand why when you see this. This week's pattern is one that I picked up while I was on holiday out in BC. And I saw this, and you know how I love gnomes, and I couldn't resist. So I picked up this pattern, and it's called Gnome for the Holidays Calendar Applique Quilt. And this is by a company called The Whole Country Caboodle, and I'll put the link in the show notes below. But you can see here you have these 12 adorable gnomes that represent each month of the year. And it is an applique project as well. So I'm not really sure. I don't think you get the calendar part they're showing here. This is just the part that you are creating, all of these little pieces here. But I thought it would make kind of a fun quilt too, if I ever get it done. In fact, I debated on buying the pattern because I figured, will I ever get to it? But it was just too stinking cute, so I had to have it. So I purchased it. Now you can see here you can get it for about $35 directly from the site, and that's US. I think I paid at the store I went to $53.95, but they had a sale on, and I think I got 25% off of that. So another reason why I purchased it. So check out Gnome for the Holidays Calendar Applique Quilt by The Whole Country Caboodle. So now, usually at this point in the episode, I have a little teaser for an interview that I've done. Well, I'm out of interviews. Haven't any more. So if you have suggestions for anyone that I should interview, please send them along to me. And again, you know my criterion. I'm not looking for the huge names. I'm looking for the little guys, the ones, preferably ones that have a YouTube channel, but maybe they're just getting started out, and I'd like to help promote them. Also, though, and I haven't said this lately, but I'm going to say it again. I would really love to interview some of my subscribers. I really would. There are so many of you out there that are so talented and creative. And I would like an opportunity to talk to you one-on-one as an interview and post it here. You know me, so there's no need for you to be shy. You know I am not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to cut you up or anything like that, at least not when I'm doing an interview, kind of thing. So yeah, think about it and just send me your name, because I would be more than happy to interview any of you. So please keep that in mind. All right, let's go to online fabric stores. Now, I mentioned Carola's Quilt Shop. I was there. Fascinating lady. So she has a website as well, a store online. And yeah, I thought, what the heck? Been to the actual store. Let's check out her online store. So here's my review of that. This week's online quilt store comes from a lady called Carola. And Carola, I met in person. And if you were watching some of my videos from when we were out in BC, we went and visited Carola's quilt shop, and we met her. And she was an amazing quilter, definitely an art quilter, and a very, very nice person. And we spent a great deal of time with her. And you can watch all of that in one of the videos from my out west trip. But let's check out her YouTube, or not YouTube, but her quilt store online. Now, I found her prices when I was in the store very reasonable, so we'll see what they're like here on her website as well. So let's go jump right into fabrics. Now, she doesn't have a lot of fabrics, but the ones she have are actually very nice and very different in many cases. So you see here she has Solids, Basics, Novelty, Christmas, Batiks, Grunge, K Facet, Halloween kits, pre-cuts, clearance, Tula Pink, designer collections. So let's just jump down here and see what her average prices are. And she sells these by the I think in the most cases online, it looks like they're sold by the quarter meter. And so that brings them to about $20, $19 to $20 a meter, which is the going price. You can see here she's got quite a few, but let's jump right into let's jump into her batiks. Nope, she's not showing any batiks online. Okay. I did say that her selection is somewhat limited. Let's go to CAFE. Here she's got lots of CAFE. So here 475 a quarter meter, which is okay for CAFE. And she's got quite a few of them. Now, I did find when I was talking with her, she is like me. She likes the bold and the beautiful types of colors. So she has a lot of CAFE because that fits her aesthetic. Let's jump over to something else. Let's just over here. And I think she had them organized as designer collections, all brands. So she has Tula Pink at 450 a quarter meter, which is all right as well. But again, this is the only designer collection she is showing, with the exception of this one, Midsummer by Peppa Shaw. Okay, what else does she have to offer? Well, let's go back and let's take a look at her pre-cuts. I did buy some pre-cuts while I was there. Let's see. Yeah, so she's got a few. Again, lots of Kaif, Laura Birch, um, and a few others as well. And prices here too are definitely in the range of what you would expect. Okay, let's take a look at what she got in clearance. Oh, she has a bit, whoa. If you like K Facet and you particularly like these ones, you want to nail these ones quick at $2.50 and $3.50 per quarter meter. I think that's pretty darn good price. So worth the effort to check out her sale part. And I don't know how frequently that changes, but come back and take a look. Now, we haven't looked at shipping. So let's see. Here she's listing, I guess, everything in the stores. Nothing there about shipping. Let's see if there's something in the bottom of the page about that. No. Does she have a frequently asked question? Let's see if this pops up here right now. Okay. She talks about where they're located. It is Chilliwack, BC. I'm not sure if I said that, and when they're open, but it's by appointment. And I happened to not realize it was by appointment, but she was kind enough to let Walter and I into her store. It's out of her house, and to check things out and to talk to us. She likes to do a lot of lecturing as well, is available for that. And she's an interesting person to talk to, and she is extremely creative. I got some really great ideas from her, but I still don't see anything about shipping. So let's do a fake buy, shall we? Go back to home. Shop online, fabrics. And let's put a K Facet in the basket. Buy now. And fiber in stock. Our fabrics are sold in increments of 1/4 of a meter. Yep. Order 4. Okay, I'm not sure. I don't see how I can do that. Add more. Okay. I'm gonna buy 4. Now go to checkout. GST. Okay. Okay, so I guess I must have to put in Canada, Stephen Blank, continue. Okay, so shipping, Canada Post regular is $21.53 for an order that was about $19. So I think you might want to go buy a little bit more. Now I don't know if these change with quantities. Can I go back and add something to this? Back to store. Let's add some of this. Let's add a whole bunch of this. And okay, so we've got that. Go to checkout. So yeah, it's basically a flat rate for the shipping, which is pretty good. Okay. So shipping is good. Prices are good. She has classes. We'll see what that comes up here. To view the current class description or purchase your spot in a class, go to the store tab here on the website, click on the hands-on classes tab to check out her classes or contact her directly. Okay, so she says to what? Go to the store tab and go to hands-on classes. Registration, okay. Many of her classes are sold out, but there's the price. Now I'm wondering if they're in person. I think they are. I'm just reading here. purchase your seat. Yes, they are held at her home, at her store/home as well. I think it would be very interesting to take a class with her because I think she'd be a fantastic teacher. Okay, so what else? What's under events? See what we have here. No results found. Okay. And she does have featherweight parts. Now, she does have a lot of Aurifil thread. She used to be a wholesaler for them. And prices on her thread. Let's see, let's go with 50 weight because that's what I use the most. And it's $16.94, which is about the average price for Aurifil, which is what I use all the time. And it's around the same price I pay for it out here. So that's okay as well. Anything else we should take a look at? She has other threads, books, patterns, sewing machines, and accessories. So she does sell sewing machines, Bernina. She has glide thread as well. And it's not a bad price. $15.95 Canadian. That's, yeah, that's the going price too. So overall, and in combination with the fact that I actually got to meet Carola, I think it's worth checking out her store. The amount of fabric she offers is maybe somewhat limited, but the shipping is really good. The price on it is very good. And she's just a really nice person. So I hope you will support her if you feel you should. Okay, so that brings me to the end of this episode. The retreat this Saturday, May the 6th, starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know the drill for that. I've inundated you with emails, so yeah, you shouldn't have any problem that way. Join us, those of you that are registered, for the Icebreaker Cocktail Party on the Friday night. And yeah, the slideshow is done. The deadline for pictures for the slideshow has come and gone. It was yesterday. So I'm now going to finalize that. So I'm sorry if you missed the boat on that one. However, during the retreat, there will be opportunities for you to show whatever you're working on or something else you might like to show. So don't despair if you missed the deadline, okay? There's still an opportunity there. But if you send me stuff now, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to reject it because I just need time to get the slideshow put together. I think you understand that. Okay, so that's it from me today. I hope you have a great week. I hope to see many of you on Friday and Saturday. And yeah, see you then. Have a great one. Bye-bye.